Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. Today we got another great episode and continuing on in our testing of the HK CC9. It's a 9mm micro compact gun. And we're going to do some ballistic testing with bonded jacketed hollow points from Remington. It's their Golden Saber bullet, 124 grain plus P. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. Okay, so this is what we have on tap for today. You know, the HK CC9, new pistol. Want to see how it performs. We want to see how these traditional, known, good performing hollow point ammunition for 9mm does out of the smaller barrel, the micro 9mm barrel. It's a little bit longer than the Sig Sauer P365 at 3.1 inches. This is getting up just a little bit longer than that. It's in between the XL and the regular size P365. So we want to see how it performs. We're going to do some gel tests. We're going to do one shot into just plain clear ballistics gel. Then we're going to add in a more real world simulation. We'll put some clothing on, denim, t-shirt. Then we're going to add some medium density fiberboard, some gel in front of that, some gel behind it. We like to follow a little bit of the protocol that Gun Sam, Dan Wolfman suggested to me. And we do it just a little bit different with some different guns. And maybe that gives the community just a little bit more information out there. All right, so with that said, let's get to shooting. All right, HK CC9 Remington 124 grain plus P, Remington Golden Saber. Let's see how it performs. Okay, 11:45. Okay, just taking a quick look and see how this performs. We get to about, again in the bare naked gel, we're out to 16.5 inches. Now, I just want to say that usually what we see is bullets actually go this far into the second gel block and then bounce all the way back into the first gel block. So this had enough momentum to leave that gel block, and that's not something I see a whole lot. That means it had a little bit of oomph on it behind it. We see that very nice spiraling, fluting, twisting hollow point as it's cutting through it. It's doing a great job in there. Again, the organic gelatin, you get longer. It's about what I've tested in 9mm, about 3 inches longer than what you might get in FBI ordnance gel, and then maybe just a little bit less expansion that you might get in that ordnance gel as well. And so, but not significant. We're talking about hundredths, thousandths of an inch kind of difference. So really not that much. We're not talking about a 0.7 expansion versus a 0.5 expansion. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about 0.623 versus 0.629 type of differences. That can make a difference when rounds are on the boundary, and that's what we're testing here today. But we're going to put up a new simulation where we're going to add gel in front. We're going to add a medium density fiberboard. We're going to add layers of t-shirt and clothing, and yeah, we'll see how that performs. Now we have a real world ballistic setup. We got the layers of t-shirt, layers of denim, gel, medium density fiberboard, and more gel. Let's see how it performs out of the CC9 with this Remington Golden Saber, 124 grain plus P. All right, 11:19 on that one. Let's see how it did. Okay, just taking a look at where we're at here. The tracks are a little bit close together, even though ironically, I did move them around. I rotated this block. So comes in here, good spiraling. We are getting opening by the time we get through this medium density fiberboard. Got a good hole there. Just for a quick reference, that's the Federal HST from the other video, and this is the Remington Golden Saber. They look very similar in size to me. And after we get out again, we get a little bit further. So we're getting out to about 18.5 inches. We made it into the second gel block again, even with that medium density fiberboard. Again, medium density fiberboard, yes, you could call it a rib simulation, but what it candidly does is it provides the bullet an opportunity to slow down, open up just a little bit, and perform a little bit more similar to the organic gelatin. Yes, you could say it's a rib simulation. The medium density fiberboard has a similar hardness. It also has a similar water content as bone, but I'm not under any illusion that this is a bone simulation. It provides a harder barrier to go through and then slows it down. You get more similar type of results, but I'm guessing we got a little bit more clogged. Let's take a look at both of these projectiles. Here's the two wound tracks. You can see the medium density fiberboard one is the one that's all cleared up. They go out, they get, you know, out to, I don't know, 12 inches, 13 inches. We get good spiraling in that in the gel before they kind of just straighten out. So that's not bad. We got our calipers out. With the one that went through the medium density fiberboard and had the clothing, we got an expansion out to about 0.56, 0.57. And then the one that was just in the clear ballistic gelatin, we got maybe 0.56 again, so not much difference. 0.57, very similar. And then this did have some clothing on it, but there's not much of an indentation. Look at the one, this is clear ballistics. There really wasn't much of an indentation in that. It looks, you know, I think that that's just how the Remington Golden Saber separates and opens up. It's a great round. We did get a little bit more pushback without the clothing, and so the clothing did impede it just a little bit, but bullet's still performing, so I say that's good. If this is what you're looking for, it gets a little bit deeper penetration than the Federal HST. Maybe that's what you want out of a little micro 9 pistol, right? So that's, you know, pros and cons to different ammunition. So think about that. Okay, we have 8 rounds. We're going to do some ballistic testing with the Garmin radar, see what we get for groups. I won't pause and read it off. I'll just show it on the screen. Here we go. Missed one. For the session summary, it captured 7 shots, even though we shot 8. I went a little too fast. Min of 10 to 88, an average of 1101, a max of 1115. A little bit on the slower side, I'd say, for plus P, but not bad out of this little short barrel. Standard deviation of 8.8, average kinetic energy of 333. Again, it's getting the job done, but probably this Remington Golden Saber probably likes a little bit longer barrel, would be my guess. All right, with that, let's see how we do at 7 yards with a little bit of groups. We got about 9 rounds this time. In a previous video, I said I had 10 and I only had 9. Got 9 rounds. I know I counted this time. And we're going to shoot for accuracy. What do you mean trigger bar accuracy? You're standing. It's not bench rested. Okay. I'm just shooting for practical accuracy. I'm also seeing if any of these rounds go in sideways. What does it look like on paper? How can I shoot it? Also, this dot was zeroed for Federal HST plus P 124 grain. Is it shifting? Is my point of impact shifting by running this different ammo from Remington? So here we go. And I suspect it won't be great, but that'll be what it is. Oh yeah, pulled that. Other than the first pull, that's just sloppy work. Let's go down and check it out. And yep, that's my first shot, which is awful. And then we see that this is the rest of it. I would say that I am shooting a little bit right of where I zeroed. When I zeroed with the Remington, or sorry, when I zeroed with the Federal HST, it was actually hitting over on this side of it. And yeah, I mean, these could just all be me jerking, but I'd say it's just a little, maybe one click over and it'd be fine. But I'm not going to touch it. So that is absolutely me. That's a great group. None of these bullets are going in sideways. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's pretty good shooting. Okay, well, let's wrap things up today. We had a good time shooting the HK CC9 and the Remington Golden Saber, 124 grain plus P. We did tests with clear ballistics. We did tests with some more real world simulations where we added some medium density fiberboard and some clothing. And we saw that the bullet continued to perform very well. Yes, it didn't quite expand as much, but what you worry about is with the shorter barrel, does that expansion drop below what it would normally do? And again, clear ballistics versus organic gelatin, yes, it may expand just a little bit more. So I think this is fine. I think that this round is a great round. I think it penetrates deeper than the Federal HST, and that's what we have as a little bit of a baseline in general, both in clear ballistics and between the two tests. So comparing one to another, that's what you're getting. And it doesn't expand as much as the Federal HST, but maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want that, you know, we're still getting a ½ inch, a little over a ½ inch slug going through whatever your intended target is. And I think that'll get the job done. It'll probably get in deep enough. All right, well, let me know what you think. Remington Golden Saber, green and yellow box, as Paul Harrell would say. Is this a favorite of yours? What other ammunition types would you like to see? Probably going to do one more with this HK CC9, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. But hope everyone has a great week, and let's get you shooting.
From pistols to rifles, we'll take on the best. Reviewing each weapon, put them to the test. With revolvers and shotguns, we'll break it all down. The Second Amendment protects from the crown.